Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Devil's Cellar. My name is Rodrigo Raquio, A.K.A. DJ Nokturne, and I'm here to play you the heaviest tunes of tonight for the Sunday night. We're gonna go approximately between 2 to 3 hours, possibly. So we'll see. It's according to how much you can take. And of course, for tonight, for being a long weekend, Nocturnal Rituals has prepared a very badass setlist only for you. Directly from the Devil's Cellar. Enjoy Nocturnal Rituals Metal Podcast.
Dead man walking.
Taking me
Hey, how is everybody doing tonight? Thank you so much for watching the Devil Cellar Studios. Directly from here, like we're transmitting Nocturnal Rituals Metal Podcast directly from Canada. So make sure that actually, if you want to see this, if you have missed part of it, you can always check the archives on my channel on kick.com/The Devil Cellar. Make sure that actually you go through the playlist that we are pointing out exactly on that, where is it? On that side over there. Yeah, there we go. On that side. Yeah, I got it right there. Like I'm gonna be playing, like showing all the different lists of different the songs that I'm playing and stuff. Sorry, I'm just a little bit tired today, but that's not an excuse, of course. I had to actually carry on with what I want to actually do, exactly what I'm dedicated to, right? So no excuses for all, especially when it comes to heavy metal music. We gotta take our time and give the best of ourselves to it, because that's what we're committed to. So I'm gonna be showing you a lot of music, like kind of that's gonna go between extreme metal, death thrash metal, and all of that. It's gonna be different bands worldwide. I try to do my homework every week in order to study the music, and hopefully you guys get to enjoy all of that. So we got more surprises. It's gonna be, we might extend the time today, so it all depends how we're doing according to the group that we're following. So thank you so much for watching Nocturnal Rituals with DJ Nocturne. Enjoy.
Tomorrow!
voice, noise reflecting, no value, no substance in anything you're saying. Confusing, no reason, but no one's really listening. Just seeking approval, desperate to draw attention. Die behind your mask. Die behind your mask. Die behind your mask. Die behind your mask. No substance or logic behind the masquerading. Keep reaching for something. Untruthful accusations. No bullshit is wasted. It only makes us stronger. More proven our actions. It's in by what we're doing. Die behind your mask. Die behind your mask. Die behind your mask. Die behind your mask. It's always been our music. Can't speak to our faces. It's easy, put your mask on. The typing and bitching, it's how you keep your distance. There's always a reason we move beyond your limits.
Wow, what a blast! Holy cow! Amazing! What a playlist we got going on here at the moment. Alright, so basically, what happens is that this thing for some reason doesn't want to copy and paste in a way. Like, I don't know how exactly it works. Like, so I can be able to show the different things, the different stuff on it. I don't know, probably whatever. You know, I'm not gonna complicate myself so much with it because there's certain things that sometimes they work with this kind of program or not. But who the hell cares? Anyways, here I go. Myself, I'm just gonna talk about a little bit of the different stuff that I got here, right? So far we got actually in regards to Yeah, and reference. There we go. That works better. Okay, so we started the show actually with Judas Priest, Death Row from the album Jugulator. And of course, the Jugulator is an album that is not really appreciated by many, but actually, guess what? If you guys know this, if you're a big fan of Judas Priest, you always gotta consider that this band has always keeping up to the times. Whatever is going on at the moment, in the current moments, they are always working in a way to produce something that hits the right timing when it comes to the metal hitting what style is going on and all of that. And let's say actually Judas Priest has always keep up with it, really well. So that's an excellent album that if you never had the chance to listen to it, just because people say so and so, do your homework and go and listen to it personally. That's how basically I did my homework, and I got myself the name Jugulator as an artist name. Alright? Now, then we go to Destruction as well. I play you a song from the metal album, the Metal Charger album, which is actually an album that came out after the successful The Antichrist album, right? And the thing is, some people, they were not kind of a fan of also this album as well, because they found it oh yeah, okay, The Antichrist was everything for them, and there's nothing else that you had to kind of catch up with it or so. But the album Metal Charger is a total recommendable masterpiece of work, which is actually it's a total beast. Just how it says the song, it says the Ravenous Beast is amazing song to start with the album. That's what I love of it. Also, we go back 2 years ago, we go to Demolition Hammer with one of the songs in the middle that I wanted to infiltrate, not something that just start from the beginning or so, right? But from the side B, we started actually with the song Infectious, Hospital Waste, which is actually from the album Torture Existence, right? Yeah, just want to verify that, because also you guys supposed to be doing your own homework about it, right? So it's not I can be able to talk about the whole album at all, in everything. You have to actually catch up with your own thing as well. So hopefully you guys are listening to a lot of Demolition Hammer, which is an amazing band that actually it never fails to actually kind of to surprise us with the stuff that they did in the past, except of whatever they did after with the album Time Bomb, which is actually went through some changes that I don't know. I leave it up to you. I don't want to be opinionated about it, but definitely it's an album worth to check out. But it's totally different than the first two albums they released. Okay, and then we got the band Dimension Zero with the song Silent Night Fever. That's how it kicks the whole album with, right? Such an excellent album as well. It's one of those breakthrough bands. Actually, it had some musicians from In Flames involved in it, and also on vocals it had Legion from former Marduk band, right? Also as you guys know, Legion has also he was well known for being in Marduk, but as well he was also in Dimension Zero, and also he was at one point for a short period of time he was in Witchery as well. So make sure that you check out their music and all of that. And that album of Silent Night Fever is actually an excellent album. It's a masterpiece of death thrash metal. Then we got Execrator from Chile with an album that they released back in 1998-99 with the song Born Again, which is actually the starter of the album, that they released back in time. And it's still a hard-hitting album, and also Execrator still around, still alive and kicking. So make sure if you're in Chile, wherever you have the chance that you hear the band Execrator playing around, go and check them out. You won't be disappointed. They're an amazing, aggressive band, and also it has the involvement of Alvaro Lillo, as well as you guys say he knows that he's actually the bass player for the band Watain. So there you go. So something that actually you should be actually doing your own research right there, and you will see the connection actually from one band to another. Then we got a Grip Inc., of course, from the album Solidify, and which is actually a great album that if you guys got to check out only the Power of Inner Strength, make sure that you check out the album Solidify as well. Actually, no, hold on, that's from the album Nemesis. What am I talking about? either way, you make sure that actually you check out both albums because like the entire discography of Grip Inc. is just amazing. Like it's one of the bands that doesn't disappoint, and of course like it's one of the it's so powerful that also like of course who wouldn't be behind the drums? Who else? Dave Lombardo, right after when he left from Slayer, he actually like got to actually form along the way on the whole group of Grip Inc. So this song War Between One is actually like from 1997 from the album Nemesis. Alright, and then like I played some Sepultura for you. Yes, that's Sepultura, the last song actually that I played. That sometimes like some people they wonder how does Sepultura sound like actually like without the Cavalera brothers and all of that. And this is actually the result of it. This is a great album. The album Kairos actually that was released back in the year 2011 is an excellent masterpiece of work actually. I totally recommended it. It has such a great heaviness and groove on it, and the vocals of Derek Green are pretty amazing. Like the entire work of the entire band is a perfect chemistry of it. If you actually haven't caught up like with many of the albums actually they have released over the years, make sure that you start actually doing the Ur-Sag is a great album as well. Check out Dante 21, check out Alex, check out Kairos, and check out the other ones. I'm not gonna remember all the titles, but go and do your homework, okay? Like don't just listen to people just because the Cavalera brothers are not in the band. It means actually they're not Sepultura anymore. They still carry on with the sound of it, and it's something that is led mainly like by one of the founding members, which is actually Andreas Kisser on it. So make sure that you check out the music actually on it, and you're gonna totally enjoy it. You won't be disappointed at all. So it's up to you basically. Like don't let other people to tell you what to listen to. You go ahead and if whatever you feel like it, you just go ahead and listen to it. Like go and enjoy it because it's your ears, it's not theirs. All right. Build your own personality, build your own integrity, and that's the whole idea. And that's the reason why I'm doing my own metal podcast, because like nobody else wants to hire me like to talk about music and stuff like that. So fuck them. I created my own stuff, and that's exactly the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. So like that's an important thing that actually you want to actually like do for yourself as well. Like kind of if the opportunities are not open for you, do it for yourself. So here we go. Well, I'm gonna play you some more music, of course. You don't have to listen to everything what I say, of course. And it's not crap what I say. It's just stating the truth of things how they are. So make sure that you come and check out like more often the Nocturnal Rituals Metal Podcast because I got more heaviness for you. Are you ready? Check this out. Only with DJ Nocturne.
traveling to another dimension.
That's right, take a load of this. That was actually the first song that we played was actually Gorefest with the song State of Mind from the album Falls. And also we played a song Konkhra from the album Speed or Swallow, the song Life Eraser. And you know these bands are actually they're pretty rare to hear, even here in North America. For some reason, back home in Chile, they made it actually like they had a good following of fans. Like, what is that, the style of music, of course, like, if you speak to some of the smellers here, like, kind of, in North America, they don't really know so much about these bands. I don't know, like, because sometimes people, all they do is to talk about what's new only, and they don't dedicate a space to what it used to be the history of some of the bands as well. That actually they were putting their part to the evolution of extreme metal music in general, right? So, I mean, what can we do? That's the kind of a world we live in. Sometimes people, they just score what they have to basically just get to what's happening at the moment. But things they shouldn't be that way. Actually, we can make it totally different. So it's all up to us in the end, right? Anyways, we're going to continue with blasting some more music for you guys. And here I'm going to bring you some Houwitser with the song Score of Corpses from the album Rage Inside the Womb. That's the one exactly. Okay, so here we go. Like, I'm gonna shut up for now because metal is important for me, like, to play. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, take action. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so you got to hear some quite amazing stuff actually, like a kind of a, that you don't even get to, they don't get the airplay like a online or something, like I don't know actually, like I'm trying to, my main concentration right now since I started the podcast experiment, it started about a year ago, but at the same time, I've been trying to see the possibility of actually like to see what's out there, really what people that are really playing and stuff like that. And I check out some of the playlists and kind of I'm like, okay, like they are just concentrating too much on the commercial stuff or things or bands that they're just hot at the moment. And myself, just trying to revisit a lot of things that are from the past. You might think, oh, this stuff I probably is 20 years old or this and that. I don't freaking care. Metal has been around for more than 40 years. And what the hell, we're gonna play of anything and everything just to preserve the history of metal music worldwide. Alright, so especially my concentration is to captive more, what is it, like the essence of things that they went off the radar, of albums that they didn't make them, of these bands, they were not known for just a specific album, but there was more material to go on the conquest of it, right? Like to discover. And that's the thing what happens with a lot of the media sources out there, that they just want to concentrate only in the stuff that is hot or whatnot, is so exposed, or it appeared once in a magazine or it was exposed on the media. But there's more to it. So that's why like my concentration is like to provide you music that is actually, you might know many of the bands here right now, good for you. But at the same time, do you ever had the chance to really listen to these albums before? So kind of that's my main idea. I wanna actually like introduce you to stuff that is kind of rare to target out there, and I'm gonna show you more stuff, of course, because as I say to you, there are many things actually like that I got to cover in a way. So we gotta still like a lot of time to cover a lot of material for today. I'm not giving up on this, of course. No, I feel excellent. I feel great. I don't feel tired at all. So let's go and carry on with this. And here we go with some. Oh, just to mention about the bands that we played recently, it was actually Houwitser. We played the song Score of Corpses from the album Raquio Inside the Womb. They are actually from the Netherlands. It's like some of the members, they were part of a Sinister as well, like that they are from the same country, right? Then we got some Extreme Noise Terror from the death metal era of Extreme Noise Terror. Remember the Extreme Noise Terror, for being a cross-punk band that they are known initially, right? They evolved to death metal as well, and also they have at one point in the Damage 381. Remember that the participation of Mindgrinder was on it as well. So like it's a very important band to check out. I had the opportunity to see them live when they came to Toronto, and I'm really happy actually I had that opportunity, because it's one of those bands I always appreciated so much since I started to get into metal music, because I was looking for something that it would have like anything between like a punk music but at the same time death metal, and these guys they were perfect. They were crust and punk and death metal on the way how they evolved eventually. So they got brutal and brutal every time. It's the same like many punk bands from the past. An example, they Exploited. They started like a punk rock and all of that, but it wasn't even punk rock. It was just like a street punk, right? UK punk, and then it evolved like to metal music eventually. Like every album started to get more aggressive and aggressive, like especially starting like from the Massacre and beyond, right? Beat the Bastards and Fuck the System and all of them, right? And yeah, so check it out actually, that album. It's from the album Being and Nothing. And the one of Due Scented is a band from Germany actually that they have been for quite a while around. They are like more like a death metal, of course, as you notice the style that they play, but at the same time, it's not just a simplistic style of death metal. Like it's being from Germany, actually, this band is it provides like a very like a exquisite, like a very exclusive sound to it. Gives it a touch that basically other bands, it just doesn't sound like any other death metal band out there, or anything like that was trying to follow like a certain like a genre, right? So that was from the album Innocence, and this is called the song, it was called like Burn With Me. So we're gonna carry on with the program right now. I'm a bit with a cold right now because of the change of weather, but here we go with some Malevolent creation for you guys with the song Halved from the album Envelope. So enjoy the show. We got lots of music to play. Take it easy, enjoy the metal at the Devil's Cellar. And take a load of that. What do you think of all that music playing at the moment, eh? We got some Malevolent creation from the album Envenomed. That was the song Halved. And also, like, that was actually that it marked the return of the singer Brent Hoffman, actually, yeah, when he just returned to the fold, like, of course, the original singer of Malevolent creation, right? And then we got Krisiun from the album The Great Execution, the same self-titled, the Great Execution, which is actually an incredible album as well, like it's super brutal and stuff. I know, like, a lot of people sometimes they kind of even especially for what is introduced out there and all of that. I remember when Krisiun made the breakthrough in North America when they started, like, to tour to North America in year 2000. And I remember seeing that show when they played opening with what was it? Krisiun, Angel Corpse, and Satyricon. They played the Reverb on the Queen and Battles. One now it turned into a furniture store like years later, which was actually a 3-floor great venue actually to go and watch any type of shows over there, small or big shows or anything like that. And yeah, that's when I had the chance to actually meet the brothers of Krisiun at the time. So basically, I follow up with them. Like many concerts I got to see of their performances. I haven't seen them in many years performing, but of course they're doing great. They continue to carry on with their heaviness of brutal death metal, and which is actually like amazing for being a 3-piece band. Like they do some amazing work. It's incredible. And so carry on, brothers. And what is it like? And then we got some Morbid Angel from a song from the album Formulas Fatal to the Flesh. The song Bill Ur-Sag, which is actually like an album that kind of the critics they were going, okay, David Vincent left at the time. How is gonna be the new singer, Steve Tucker, this and that, like, but actually that album alone, what is the Formulas Fatal to the Flesh, is such an amazing, heavy, like a solid album. If you haven't had the chance to listen to it. To myself, actually, like I believe like that's the best album that they released with Steve Tucker on vocals. So like check it out. It won't be a waste of time. From beginning to end, it's just pure amazingness. So yeah, whenever you have the chance to come across these albums, of course, I'm gonna leave the playlist, of course, like available for you guys, and then I'm gonna post it on social media around for you guys to check it out and review it. So you can see what songs they come from, what exactly album and all of that. What I'm trying to say is do your homework, okay? So make sure that you do your homework. Like that you're always studying like constantly all these albums, all of that, whatever things that happen at the moment and how they were brought to life, okay? So that's the important thing about metal music, where as dedicated fans, we want to actually like study what was going on behind the scenes at the moment, what kind of period of time we were living at the same time. So there's so much to it. So I'm DJ Nokturne. I'm here to actually play you more Nocturnal Richard's Metal Podcast tunes, and make sure that actually you like and subscribe my channel, okay? The reason why I use this channel mainly like in the kick.com/thedevilcellar is because it's the only channel that is not gonna slash my channel. It's not gonna cut it out because I'm playing music that is supposed to have copyrighted and all of that, right? The music is made to share. Come on, like that's the main reason why I'm playing all of this, because I want you guys to be satisfied with it as well and enjoy it and share it with others. And you know, like, and the thing is, like, the whole thing with social media, like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all of that, like they're just basically cutting off, like some of the podcasts out there just because of they're playing music that's supposed to be copyrighted. Music just shouldn't be just copyrighted. It's supposed to be shared, so people that are out there, like, they're willing to listen to it. All right, so that's the whole idea. Share the music, share your opinions, your views, and all of that. And yeah, like, carry on, keep it freaking heavy, keep it metal. So we're gonna carry on with this. We got something for you that actually it's kind of unusual, but this is like a. I'm gonna leave it to you guys. You decide exactly what it is about. Like, but if you're familiar with the band Mindgrinder from Norway, actually was it was like a new death metal style of a band, extreme metal music that actually they were trying to provide at the time with the album Mindtech back in the mid 2000s. So check it out. This is the song ReGeneration here at the Devil's Cellar. Enjoy.
eyes all over. Never safe, virus-like, merciless. I left alone, erased myself inside my plan. Now I revolt, I just say no. I do reject, and don't let it go.
And there we go. We had actually like a fantastic few songs along the way. So you remember when I said to you about about the band Mindgrinder, that they're from Norway, and also they were kind of doing a style of death metal that was actually totally different, nothing technical or something like that, but more almost like industrial as well. They were mixing a very fresh new sound that they were introducing by the mid 2000s, and kind of a Mindgrinder, of course. They have a relation between the members that basically that they used to also constitute part of the band Mirskog, which is actually another death metal band from Norway as well, and along bands like a Blood Red Throne and all of that. So like there's some bands actually you get to discover along the way, little by little, bed by bed, right? But this is an example that I wanted to give you guys. If you never had the chance to listen to Mindgrinder, check them out, especially the album Mind Tech. It's actually an excellent album from beginning to end. 10 perfect tracks that actually you're going to be amused by. And then we got a song by Decapitated. It was actually the song 4x4. And the song by 4x4 actually is from the album Carnival is Forever. Now you guys understand at the same time that Decapitated went through different lineups, and I had the opportunity to work a couple of times for them when they play here in Toronto, especially at one of the Summer Slaughterfest. Actually, two Summer Slaughterfest, when actually at one point back in 2007 it was headlined by Necrophagist, right? And then basically like I got to meet the old lineup of 2006 at the time. It happens actually the kind of after I met them the following week they enter into an accident, in a car accident that basically they were touring Europe, and basically they got in this massive accident in which actually like costed the life of the drummer at the time. His name was Vitek. I had the opportunity to get a picture as a souvenir with him at the time, along with a few friends, local friends actually that I have had for many years, and basically happened that he was taken away from life, and the singer at the time, he got actually paralyzed, like he's still in a wheelchair, and he has to rely on a breather in order like to, it's a total vegetable condition, right, which is pretty sad. And then they came back like again with a new lineup to introduce that album, Carnival is Forever. And I got to work for them at the time in the Summer Slaughterfest that they played in 2010. But at the same time, what happened at that precise moment, was it in 2010, I believe? Yeah, I'm really sure about that. Thing is, they had a new lineup and a new fresh style of music, of extreme metal music. It wasn't just based on a brutal death metal or death metal for the style that they used to play originally. So they evolved a lot, like kind of, especially after like the third album, they started to produce a certain evolution to kind of find their own identity, if you want to say that. And that was actually something that kept them along the way to actually like to be who they are nowadays, and they still carry on, and which is a great thing, right? No matter like what difficulties they had to go through as a band, right? And then we got of course I forgot to freaking like update that part over there because I was too concentrated on something else, right? We had the band Criminal as well. Like actually I played a song from the album Cancer, which is actually, you guys are familiar with the band Criminal in a way that made it by that point like as an international act, because they got signed to Metal Blade Records back in 1998. 99, and then what happened is they released the album Cancer, and the album Cancer actually like that's where it had like the original lineup as well, like who actually like of Anton Reichenegger and Rodrigo Contreras. And the sad thing is like not so long ago Rodrigo Contreras passed away, and he died at a very young age as well. So basically like rest in peace. Like for that, like because I had the chance to see you live at least once, you know, like actually I saw a Criminal, yeah, only once live. And yeah, the thing is, the sad situation is like a kind of a Criminal, of course, they carry on with it, with the band, like even that Rodrigo Contreras left sometime in year 2010, I believe after the White Hair release or something like that, and or by the Sicario time. Like yeah, so basically like one of those in that album, I believe like he made participation on until that point, right? So anyways, rest in peace. You know, like freaking sucks. Like he was a very talented musician for one actually the many people they speak of, and he was a great contributor to the Chilean metal scene as well. And what is it? And also look it up because I gotta type it right now, right? It was a Coroner. What is it? Yeah, like a Semtex Revolution. That's what it is. Like I just wanted to make sure that actually I had the right spelling for it. And you know what? I had the opportunity to see finally one of my favorite bands, Coroner. The band Coroner is what was in my bucket list of the bands I wanted to see finally, and they just came to Toronto not so long ago. Actually, they came in March of this year, because we were already May, so it was 2 months ago that they came over, and basically they played a spectacular show. Of course, some people they say to me some comments, kind of like, hey, you know what? They didn't play so many of the first few albums stuff because like they didn't play much of it, like they didn't play some of the stuff, the fast stuff and everything. But of course, like Coroner is not really like just based on the fast music and all of that, and all the heavy music it has to be based on a fast, playing it fast and all of that. Like so, it's something that some people they misunderstand that, and of course it happens to the younger generation sometimes. Because when I was young too, I was expecting sometimes some music to be fast, right? But at the same time, kind of you gotta provide some changes to it, like and to play with the tempos and all of that, and try to conquer it one way or the other in order to find your own identity musically, right? So yeah, so I would say actually like sometimes when we're younger we're impatient, and of course like some of the people that I was talking on that day, like they were much younger than me, right? And I also have been listening to Coroner since I was a teenager, so it was one of the bands I always was really into. Like no matter what style, like kind of what phase they were really going on, but all those albums that they released are different, and of course, like especially the album Green, I noticed that a lot of the material that they were playing live, it was actually from the album Mental Vortex and from the album Green. So that song that I just played of Coroner, Semtex Revolution, it was from the album Mental Vortex from 1990. Yeah. Should be 1990. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure about that. Anyways, we're gonna carry on with the music. We still got time. Yeah, I might extend it. I got lots of things to actually like, to cover up anyways, right? And the night is young. It's a long weekend, and I want you to enjoy it all. Here's DJ Nocturne introducing you to more music always, and stay in tune for more stuff coming up. All right, take care.
ourselves. They march in. They're wondering, will they survive? The doctors in the night. We take lives. We hear the scream. Civilized its way. No tomorrow. We're not into this thing. No tomorrow. Our lives on the line. No tomorrow. There is still time. The valley lies waiting. The enemy is stalking. When night falls, we pass on, advancing till early dawn. Civilized its way. No tomorrow. We're not into this thing. No tomorrow. Our lives on the line. No tomorrow. There is still time. Destruction, quickly beat, carnage, across the land. Civilized its way. No tomorrow. We're not into this thing. No tomorrow. Our lives on the line. No tomorrow. There is still time.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode where let's say it was another great, exciting list of songs that actually I got for you guys. What is exactly that we were going with? Oh yeah, of course. So we went to bands a kind of a Mekong Delta from the first album, Without Honor, which is actually an excellent song. Of course, if you listen to it, you can go back to it and listen to it. It's one of those bands actually that they're so freaking technical and beyond these guys, I don't know what to say like about them because the time that I got to discover them, it was when I came to Canada, and that was in year 2001, I would say. Around that time, I was pretty fair new in the country, and this other friend of mine asked me if I knew about them at all, and I never had the chance to listen to them back home in Chile. But basically, like kind of as soon as I got to listen to them, I got hooked. Mekong Delta, they're from Germany, and they had a very extensive discography, which every album it will impact you because of how different the sound progresses. Like it's incredible, like the style, the way they write and everything. I don't know what to say. It's one of those bands actually that are very esoteric, very hard to find around, and also to get material from them is physical copies of them is really freaking hard. But for sure, like if you're lucky, you might be able to come to access to some of it. And of course, some of the albums are available on YouTube or anywhere else for you to listen to get a greater idea of how they sound like. Then we go like to Forbidden, of course, like the band once they used to be called Forbidden Evil initially, and they played the song Forbidden Evil from the same first album, Forbidden Evil. The band Forbidden, of course, like is still around, they're still kicking. They just released a new song actually. I've been following them on their YouTube channel about like the different news that they're coming up with, and yeah, like not so long ago actually, I was about to actually change that track that I just played. I was going to play something from their third album, the one that came out after Twisted into Form, which is called Distortion. And the album Distortion is very interesting. That's where they start to display the true progression, like kind of do a lot of experimental stuff with their thrash metal style, and how basically in their first album, like everyone, where in the first and second album you will see all these musicians that they integrated the formation of Forbidden. It was like a dream team that they went through different parts, different places like to go and play music. Like there you go, like an example, Paul Bostaph went to play to Slayer, right? And things like that. Like you get to see like the formation of the dream team. Then kind of came. They went all in separate ways, but they carry on like no matter what it is with the existence of Forbidden by some of their main founder members of the band, right? And but also like it has become known because of how were like these members like Paul Bostaph from Slayer, like he initially started at, right? And also we got a band like Last Rockit. Now Last Rockit, who the hell really talks about Last Rockit these days too? Like if you think about it, like kind of even at one point I think with their second album they were part of a soundtrack, one of the songs or something, and I'm trying to recall which one it is. See, I gotta do my homework too, right? Like sometimes like I get caught up with certain things. And of course, the age, I have good memory, but my age right now, what I'm reaching at, I'm tending to actually to forget things. So sometimes even my wife says to me, like, hey, Rodrigo, put stuff, write it down on a notepad or something. So otherwise you're gonna forget about it. And it's true. Sadly, when you grow older, you start forgetting certain things, and even for more than you knew them when you were younger. But anyways, sometimes it's very refreshing when you get to catch up with them and you get to revisit it again. So that's part of the process, that's part of living, and that's part of death as well. Of course, it's fucking metal, what can you do? And then we got a Dark Angel from the album We Have Arrived. That's the song like No Tomorrow, which is actually came out perfect like right after the last Rockit song like Take No Prisoners, right? And I kind of the way I try to choose the songs, sometimes I try to make them kind of conceptual, so there's a certain unity link up to each other, right? So it makes it more interesting in that way, right? Of course, like kind of just realized something that I didn't put like some there's always something that I forget, like to put in certain things, or sometimes I tend to mistype something, right? But anyways, like here on a Sunday night, basically right now we have completed about 2 hours of playing music, right? And at the same time I'm getting quite hungry too as well, and I also am trying to keep out this schedule of trying to go to bed early, and then even I have the day off tomorrow as well. Just trying to keep that discipline of not trying to go overnight anymore, because I'm not at that age anymore. I'm not type of party person either. Like I'm not really partying these days either. As you can see me, like I have nothing with me. All I do is drink water or tea or things like that. And what is it? At the same time, I just want to, before I go, of course, there are times actually I tend to wear different t-shirts, of course, right? Like a kind of a last time you saw me with a Neutral Assault t-shirt for the album Survive, and then you saw me like today with the Apostasy t-shirt for the Chilean band that is actually for the album Sunset to the End, right? So what I was going to do exactly, like my plan is like before like I say goodbye to everyone, I want to actually like thank you first like for taking participation in listening to my podcast. Like it's something that actually at one point I was thinking for the longest time, okay, I gotta take it serious, I gotta actually take it to a new level. I got already a bit of experience last year of how to run it, so this time I want to take it to a new level, right? And at the same time that we have be out to basically like to continue and make it more persistent, because there's one thing I like to do a lot is actually like to share the music whenever I have the opportunity to speak with people around, like when they send me messages, oh check out this band, this and that, like so I'm always like up to something like a kind of that I like to enjoy from it, right? And that's the thing, like music is made to share, like we shouldn't be actually like deprived from it, right? And that's the thing, like kind of what else can I say, like I want to thank everyone for your participation on this, for tuning in, and hopefully we get to catch up next week at the same time, like at 8 p.m. And what is they go for about 2 hours. So now like I'm just gonna leave you a couple bonus tracks for you guys like to enjoy, alright? And this is actually from the t-shirts that I have been wearing the last time in case of anything, right? And also like yeah, I'm gonna be more generous too. I'm gonna leave you an extra bonus track, and I'm kind of like picking up right now to see exactly like what I can leave you in that matter, right? So for you guys to enjoy like before you go to bed. And let's see, aha, I got you a good one. There we go. Alright, that should do it. Yes, that should definitely do it. Alright. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna leave you like 3 songs extra for you like to enjoy it, so I can be able to fill up like that formation of the, as you can see the list over there. Like, what is it? Oh yeah, that way. Yeah, that way. You see the playlist over there, right? I listed, so actually I can fill up like the entire lineup of it. And hopefully you guys are well. Take it easy. I wish you a great week, a great night, and thank you so much for joining me. And also, whenever you need to catch up with this, it's going to be posted for about 30 days. But also, I'm going to make sure that actually I have it posted on my own social media. And spread the word about it, like a kind of if you can tell your friends about this new podcast I'm trying to create for you guys to share music. And any questions you have about the bands, please feel free to shoot me a message. So that's all it takes. And also, it's free. Alright? I don't expect anything. So thank you so much for catching up with me. Take it easy, stay heavy, stay metal, and I'm gonna go for now. Take care. Bye.
squeezes. Generals and ministers do as he tells them. His whole creed of ethics. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Despot dictator, delusions and grandeur. His role is the gunman, the judge and the jurors. Violence and treachery, character defects, sadistic perversion. Unleashed on insomnia. Power. Absolute power. Corrupts. Absolutely. More force is needed to keep things in order. Generals of Gaza is ending the burn. The walls of his fortress are now on the lion. His immortal empire. The lances of power. Absolute power. Corrupt. Absolutely. Absolute power. Absolutely. Power. Absolute power. Corrupt. Absolutely. Power. Power. Corrupt. Power. Cripples walking madness in the circle. Name of God, from the root, you're not in the Lord. Sing the light and rock the light. The bride, you don't give God, that terrible mighty God. And just a chip for food. You're thanking for your mighty God. Prayer. Okay. They claim life. You check the Bible to the feet, to the night. Have a close your face. You're back into the face. You may have become the mother of your disciple hole. They are entering your chest. Your plastic fingers like the chest. You thought your death everywhere. The rocket of this earth. And we'll say the haters. up, this is fun. And this, you fear, you're starting out the sound. From out, your finger, your judgment comes sooner or later.
Alright, you ladies and gentlemen, so that was it for today, for the show that we had. And those 3 bonus tracks that I put for you guys, it was actually Nuclear Assault, the song Fight to Be Free from the album Survive. And then we got Power Mad with the song Absolute Power from the same self-titled album, like Absolute Power, right? And that came out in 1989. And then we got Apostasy with the song Fraud in the Name of God. Apostasy there from Chile. Actually, this is exactly the t-shirt I'm wearing, and also it's from the album Sunset of the End, which it was released back in 1991. Yes, that's right, 1991, just to be sure. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my show. You guys take it easy. I will be talking to you very soon. Wish you a great week, and stay heavy and stay metal. Bye-bye.